Hey guys, Mercenary here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at Mercenary Tao on the private server Rainbow, full level 10 links. Obviously, I literally posted my summons earlier. I only used the free tickets. That's all I'm wanting to use on this banner. We are saving everything ready for the July Global Dokkan campaign. So we're going to jump in and take a look at this guy, take a look at his team. We've kind of got a mix of mission execution and then obviously Earthbred Fighters is his secondary leader skill. We'll go over for the full details for him here obviously, but we got the intro animations on, so here's our boy Tao's intro. Alright. And then, of course, we've got Kid Goku on the rotation as well. So, yeah, both the Kid Gokus, the new AGL one and the Path to Power one, definitely very good on this team. Path to Power Kid Goku, obviously being able to provide that support as well as the extra damage reduction is going to be really, really good. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on. We got Glorio for all the support. So, yeah, Tao, of course, has the idle animation, which is just him sort of taking his stance. But yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at what this guy does, right? So mission execution or Earthbred Fighters is the 3 key 200 HP, 170 attack and defense, an extra 50% to Dragon Ball Seekers or Earthlings. So everyone on the team should be on that, right? Because you are on Dragon Ball Seekers as well, aren't you? So yeah, everybody on the team should be getting his full leader skill. I brought Bulma for the bit of extra support. She's probably the dicey unit that maybe will get us killed nearer to the end. We've also got the banner unit General Blue on here as well. But yeah, Tao's super attack massively raises attack for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. And then our entrance animation, which we get as long as there's another mission execution ally on the team, which I guess technically means if you're running double Tao leads, there always will be, because the other Tao is a mission execution character. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow on the first turn and automatically stuns all enemies if they can be stunned on the first turn. And then we get attack 100%, chance to crit, and 50% damage reduction for the entirety of the fight. So realistically, you don't want to use this guy unless you're getting his intro buff, right? 50% damage reduction is just, it's crazy to just like throw that away, right? So you need another mission execution character on the team with him. His basic effects: 2 key, 200% attack and defense, 30% damage reduction, medium chance to crit. So that means with his intro, both crit and damage reduction are at 80%. When attacking with 12 or more key, he gets 200% attack. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets 200% extra attack when attacking. When receiving an attack, he gets 200% defense. This is very important, right? This mechanic, we've seen many units now getting this, and it is very, very powerful. When receiving an unarmed super, he has a great chance to nullify and counter. And then when the enemy is stunned, he gets 500% attack, a guaranteed crit, and if his HP is 70% or less, he gets another 500% attack. So obviously when the enemy is stunned, he can hit like an absolute freight train, but that's not something that we're going to see all that often, right? And then he has an active skill, can be activated when there's a Dragon Ball Seekers or Kamehameha category enemy, or when all allies in the same turn are mission execution characters once only. Ultimate damage, stuns the enemy for 1 turn and changes STR and int orbs to rainbows, which obviously helps him out with the rest of his passive. So his links are pretty terrible, to be honest. He's on the categories we would expect. None of them are particularly crazy, but anyway, we'll see how we get on. So we can only get 1 rainbow orb, so this is going to be his very basic like first turn. Now obviously his stats will go up when we pick up the orbs for Glorio, but he's got 200k defense start of turn, so that means when he gets hit, he goes up to having 600k with 80% damage reduction. So that's enough to tank like attacks that are in sort of like the 2 to 3 million range. However, these guys have an unarmed super, so there's the counter. The tongue attack, getting the crit on Bergamo. And then yeah, it was at 25 million for the first turn. I mean, that's not bad with 1 rainbow orb and the enemy's not stunned. 25 million straight away. It's pretty good. And then the additional goes up to 29. So, I mean, that's pretty good considering we got 1 rainbow orb. And then, yeah, 80% chance to crit means he's obviously going to be critting very consistently. So, we like to see that. Because, yeah, what we'll have to do is keep a rotation of Tao and General Blue. so that when Glorio floats into slot 3, then we have the full mission execution rotation, because otherwise we won't be able to get that, because the 2 Kid Gokus and the Bulma are not on that category. I suppose that's one of the things I don't like about units that have those kind of conditions, right, like Broly with his domain, because it means splashing him onto other teams becomes more difficult, because if you're not fighting the specific enemy that lets him use his active skill, then you can't get the rotation from your team. And so then for that particular team, for that particular event, you just can't use his active skill, which I don't like designs like that, right? Like, even if it was, here's a bunch of these restrictions and then otherwise you can just use it on like turn 6 or whatever, then at least there's that. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that kind of restriction for his active skill. Alright, so Bulma's intro playing. I should have turned the intros off after the first turn, but it is what it is. So we got General Blue on the turn. We'll keep him here for now. This guy, raise attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage. He's basically providing support, 2 key, 40%. He changes key spheres to rainbow, which is obviously good for Tao. In slot 2 or 3, he gets an extra super, has a 70% chance to dodge. And then with the allies in the same turn, at least there's mission execution or DB Saga. All allies attack and defense 30% for 2 turns, which is really good because it means he's giving Tao 70% defense. He gets an extra 10% chance to dodge. So he has 80% chance to dodge. And then we can pick up 4 rainbow orbs here with Tao. So as long as we can get the Bulma support, which we should be able to. Yep, there we go. So this should be a pretty crazy turn for Tao. Multiple rainbow orbs and the support from General Blue. Okay, so that's 77 million, because definitely wasn't 7 million. 77 million. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Jeez. 77 million. Bruh. Alright, so I guess we'll float you off. We probably should just use Kid Goku's active skill straight away. I mean, in the early turns while he has the damage reduction, we can get away with like putting him in slot 1, because then we can get the extra damage reduction from Kid Goku. Path to Power Kid Goku. So we'll do that. We can get 4 rainbow orbs for Tao here. And then we only need, well, there's 9 of course, always the way now, but you only need 5 orbs for Kid Goku in slot 3. So of course she's going to super attack straight away, but Kid Goku should be okay with his damage reduction he has from his intro and the Kid Goku support. So yeah, we take double digit damage. But yeah, that's crazy. 77 million. I mean, he had 70, well, he had more than 70% support because we had Bulma as well. So he had a lot of support on that turn, but even so, like 77 million, that's a bit crazy. Now obviously remember as well, like if the enemy was stunned, we'd be getting 500% extra attack. So we're talking like hundreds of millions of attack stat if the enemy's stunned, which is kind of crazy. He should be interesting for battle hardened formidable foes, because with his intro he automatically stuns the enemy on the first turn. So yeah, that was 71, right? So if you're running double Tao in battle hardened formidable foes, as long as you don't get a bad starting rotation, like you actually have one of them on turn 1 and turn 2, like the first phase, as long as it's the ones, because some of them can't be stunned and can be sealed instead, but then like they're just insta stunned both turns of like phase 1, so you just absolutely destroy them. So we got General Blue and the Glorio rotation, so we can use our active skill now. So let's go ahead and use it, because I don't know when we'll get the opportunity. So it's ultimate damage, stuns the enemy for 1 turn, and then we turn STR and in orbs into rainbow. So let's go ahead and do that. This time he's seriously serious, you guys. Okay, well, not exactly crazy on the damage side, but we create our rainbow orbs. We can get 4 again here with him, so we will go ahead and do that. And then obviously, now does his, it doesn't give him any like permanent buff or anything, does it? No. So we're probably going to see around the same, I would imagine. Is Glorio, I can't remember if Glorio gives the same support as Bulma's full key support passive, but yeah, 73.6 million. So bear in mind, that's like with this team, with the support. Because, I mean, these supports are units you would run on his team with him. So it's not like we're using these crazy, like throwing a bunch of, you know, supports that you wouldn't run on the team. Just so that we can see big numbers from Tao. And he's hitting 70 odd million. That's without the enemy being stunned, where he gets an insane amount of extra attack, right? General Blue, 12 million attack stat. I mean, that's not bad for a support unit, to be fair. Considering the amount of support that he's giving. Like 12 million into 13 million. I mean, for a floating support, like, I'll take that. Obviously, we can keep him on rotation as well, because his extra parts of his passive activate in slot 2 or 3. So that works out quite nicely. Obviously, he's able to tank the normals here, but his big problem is going to be, like, if he doesn't dodge big boss super attacks, he's going to get absolutely destroyed. So, very possible that he does get clapped against Jiren, but I mean, so far I have to say, like, very impressed. I mean, this is exactly what they should do, and we've talked about this from, I guess there's different perspectives of what they should do based on who you are and, like, whether you want to spend money, but, like, what they should do is all these, like, filler Dokkan Fest that are not particularly hype characters, this is what you do, right? You make them super busted, so that then people actually do, like, want them, because they're actually really good. Because, yeah, Tao is definitely very, very good. The only problem is, like, turns like this, right? Well, actually, there's 3. I was going to say, it looked like the orb field was actually pretty bad, but we kind of managed to get away with that perfectly fine. So we'll do this, and then we'll get the Bulma support here again. I mean, he's looking pretty good. The defense-wise, like, him having 200k start of turn defense is definitely not great when it comes to some of the harder hitting bosses. Yeah, 52 million is basically with just the Bulma support, so Bulma's not giving as much support as some of the other units. And I guess one of the big issues with him, as we've seen the last 2 turns in a row now, is he does hit this really big number, but he doesn't have any built-in additional. So obviously this unit, considering he has 80% chance to crit as part of his passive, like, this is a full additional unit if ever I've seen one, right? You give him full additional, and then any of the rest of his hidden potential, like, obviously when you get dupes, give him dodge. Like, he doesn't need any crit, realistically. Okay, so this is kind of awkward, although we can set ourselves up nicely, because we'll just go ahead and just get rid of the rotation lock. I want to see Tao tanking against Jiren. So 340k means that obviously when he gets hit, let's put it into the things exactly. So it's 344, 209 plus 200%. So when he gets hit, he actually has a million defense, 1,032,000, and then has 80% damage reduction. So yeah, he's going to be perfectly fine. Like, even if this, I don't think this Jiren does, I think it's the AGL one, but basically to tank a 6 million damage super with 80% damage reduction, you need to have 1.2 million defense, and he has 1 million. So if this Jiren was doing 600k, he would take 200k in slot 1. If this Jiren was doing 6 million, he would take 200k in slot 1. Now, bear in mind, when we pick up the orbs for Kid Goku, he's actually then going to get an extra 8% damage reduction. So he's actually not going to take any damage at all, like, as long as we get the 5 orbs, which we can. So we go ahead and do that. Gives that little bit of support as well. The only annoying thing, though, I think, is doesn't this Jiren seal when he supers, which is another really annoying thing about characters who, like, we need characters who are good slot 1 tanks, but then, of course, that is the side effect, right? Where when you have bosses who are... Oh, damn. Was that... Oh, God, that was a million damage on the AoE. When you have characters that do stunning or sealing with their super attacks. Let me go ahead and... I don't want to restart the event, but let me go ahead and jump into... where is it on here? Jump into the battle hardened formidable foes, because I'm not going to do like a whole separate video for it. I'm just kind of interested to see how this is going to play out, because him having that guaranteed stun on the first turn, and then I want to see his attack stat, right? So okay, here we go. Watch me have picked one of the ones where you can't stun, and this is only, you can only seal. Oh, of course, kept the entrance animation on. Oh well, we'll get the Tao entrance animation in here again. Because, yeah, he should be able to hit. Like, he's going to get an extra 500% attack. Which is, yeah, pretty good. Alright, so, yeah, the enemy gets automatically stunned. So then we've got our support from General Blue. We can get 4 rainbow orbs. And then we'll grab that for you because you don't need orbs anyway. And then we'll get the 5 orbs for Kid Goku for the support. So yeah, what's Tao going to do against a stunned enemy here? Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, turn 1. 107 million attack stat, turn 1. With an 80% chance to crit. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Now, of course, the problem is you can't stun in the next phase, so it kind of depends how we go from there. But, yeah, 107 million against an enemy that can be stunned. I mean, the problem is, with the unit like this existing, like, it just makes it even less likely. They're not going to give us difficult bosses that can actually be stunned in the later phases. Not only because it makes it easier in general anyway, but now that we have a character like this, who just insta-stuns. I mean, I suppose the insta-stun is only for turn 1, but a character that once you're able to stun the enemy is hitting for 107 million damage, like, or 107 million attack stat. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, on this second turn, Bulma will be the liability here, but man, at least we got to see that, right? 107 million. That's crazy. So, oh yeah, Bulma's probably going to get clapped here. There's no slot where we can put her where she's safe, like, at all. So, oh well, there's the 4 rainbows for you. I mean, I guess... I mean, she is just going to die, isn't she? I want to see Tao tank, though. So, like, I don't want to use an item for there to not be any attacks or anything. Because I want to see Tao tanking against a second phase Battle Hardened Formidable Foes enemy. So it takes double digits from normals as expected. But yeah, this is the important one. Because these guys do hit pretty hard. And what's he going to take here? Yeah, 226k. I mean, that's pretty good, all things considered. And then we're still rocking a 65 million attack stat, considering the enemy isn't stunned. We don't have a lot of links active here, but we've got a decent amount of support. And I mean, we've still got 72% HP left. That is, of course, until Bulma gets attacked here now and then gets absolutely destroyed, I think. I mean, she's got guard and, like, a little bit of damage reduction because it's her first turn, so her defense is not particularly good on this turn. Although we can attack lower. Nice. Okay, there you go. I underestimated Bulma with the support and the attack lowering. And then Glorio's going to attack lower as well. I mean, yeah, this team... I mean, we've picked this particular stage, the movie edition 2. Obviously, when we get to Cell Max at the end, he has the stupid, like, AoE super straight away, like, which he very often does straight away in slot 1, that hits everyone for, like, 4 million or something. So, you know, Tao will be fine, but... like, ideally, we'd get a turn where it's, like, Tao, General Blue, who dodges, and then, like, Glorio, I guess, and he dodges. Because, yeah, otherwise that turn would just be super awkward. But, yeah, I mean, Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, the fact that the stages where you can stun the enemy on the first turn, like, that's Gamma 1? No, it's Gamma 2 first. Gamma 2 done, and then we go on to Gamma 1. Who I believe can also be stunned. Oh man, I need to turn these off, especially in this event. This is the one time you gotta remember to get to turn. I wish there was a skip thing as well. I guess it kind of ruins it if you want to watch it, that there's then the skip button on the screen. But like, man, especially in these shorter events where there's multiple fights, you've really got to remember to be turning the animations off. Otherwise, you have to watch them every single time. Like multiple times within the same event. Which, you know, I do enjoy watching the entrance animations every now and again, but not every single time. So yeah, stunned again. Can we get the 5? We can't ever really get the 5 rainbow orbs turn, unfortunately. But go ahead and do that. Turn the animations off here. Grab those for you. I mean, obviously we would just keep General Blue together with Tao for that ridiculous amount of support. They do share Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle, and the Incredible Adventure. So, yeah, 95 million on this turn, because he had an extra support unit the last time. With an 80% chance to crit, so... jeez. I mean, that's pretty good. Obviously, this is only one type of event, but, like, yeah, that's crazy. Getting the extra support here is really nice as well, I suppose. So, still, unfortunately, the way orbs work, they should have given him, because for a TUR, it doesn't always make a lot of sense because they don't need to get above 12 key. But I feel like they should have given him the thing where it's like 2 extra key per rainbow key sphere, because then the way the game works, it would purposely always target rainbow orbs first. So in a situation like that, with the orbs that we had on that turn, it would have picked up 5 rainbow orbs, because that would give you more key overall than 4 rainbow orbs and like 2 tech orbs, right? So yeah, we would be able to see the actual 5 rainbow orbs turn, which would be kind of crazy. But 64k from a super is not a lot. So yeah, Tao definitely looking very, very good. Obviously not going to be good for Festival because he's not a stacker. Yeah, the hardest hitting bosses may be able to do, like, put a dent in him when you don't have like a lot of support. That's the thing, like, the lowest start of turn defense we've seen him have is 200k, but even then we had like a support unit that we could, when we lock them in, like actually pick up orbs with them in slot 3. They're then giving a buff to everybody else on the rotation, so they're then getting more defense on top of that already anyway. So there's not going to be a huge amount of situations where he's taking crazy damage. I don't think his team is the best, at least for now. Obviously we'll have to wait and see what the easy A's for this celebration will be. But yeah, I think Tao's definitely very, very impressive. And I'm not surprised at all, right? Like I said, he was not a hype release for me because, you know, even seeing how good he is now, like, it doesn't make me want to summon for him, right? Because it's realistically his very specific team build is where he's going to be, like, really good. But he's definitely a solid unit for sure. Has potential. Like, if we get, if his category gets some big upgrades, like big easy A's in this celebration, potentially like the Part 2 LR, there's a huge possibility that the team could be really, really good, like, by the end of the celebration. And then Tao could be quite useful. I mean, that 80% damage reduction, he could be a liability against some of the hardest hitting bosses, especially now that bosses do very regularly super in slot 1 in some of these tough events. But once that team gets some upgrades, or like the other teams that he can work well on, to the point where he could be thrown on one of those teams but you're not relying on him as the slot 1, then obviously he's just there putting out like these kind of levels of damage. I mean, 78 million with an 80% chance to crit. Like I said, my only real criticism is the lack of additionals. But then I guess that's why he does so much with one big attack. Because if he gets an additional super, like, that 77 instantly becomes like 80 something because he raises attack on super. So yeah, he's definitely very, very good. I still don't think you should summon for him, of course. Even if we weren't only a month away from like the global Dokkan campaign, I still don't think it's a great idea to summon for him. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section of Mercenary Tao. We'll call it here, but I think he's very good. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't summon, but he is good, but, you know, better stuff around the corner. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.